brings us, where the nature of patience, like a singing song, I'm very strong, for your promises, Lord, from teachers sequoia, and I know the winter is long, even richer, the harvest it brings. So the waiting prolongs, even greater. Your promise to me like a seed. I believe that my season will come. Lord, I think I am like the lowest tide. As I gaze, I am blinded in the light of your brightness, like the birds in the snow. I'm renewing your warmth. Now the ice of this wild soul, till the rain is beautiful, and I know from the winter is long, even richer, the harvest it brings. The waiting prolongs, even greater. Your promise to me like a seed. I believe that my season will come. And I can see the promise. I can see the future. You're the God of season, and I'm the season winter. If all I know harvest is that it's worth my patience, and if you're meant to work it, God, I'm not to wait. You can see my promise, even in the winter. You're the God of greatness, even in nature. But all I know this season is that you take your time to take this thing, take this thing, for the sake of us all, from Bethlehem soil, through Calvary's sequoia. When I think upon Christmas, words can't express how our Father in heaven has sent us His best. To be born in a manger, the King in the hay, and creation will worship His name. For the joy of the world He was born, bringing peace to us all through the gift of the Son. Now the darkness of ages are done, for the Savior of heaven has come. Jesus, the King of all things, I can't help but respond with an offering of praise. Like the wise men and shepherds, I'll follow your light. Like the angels, I'll lift you high. For the joy of the world you were born, bringing peace to us all through the gift of your love. Now the darkest of ages is gone, for the Savior of heaven has come. For the God of the heavens and us on His mind, let us sing of His glory, rejoice in His name. Oh, Emmanuel with us always, and forever His kingdom will reign. The Savior of heaven has come. For the Savior of heaven has come.
Well, good evening. It's my privilege to stand on the stage tonight and get to share a few thoughts with you. Can I just say that that guy that led Joy to the World, what a good-looking fella. For those of you who don't know, my name is Luke, and I'm one of the pastors here at Elim. And it's Such a privilege to stand up here tonight and get to just share a few thoughts about Christmas with you tonight. And like many of you, Christmas is my favorite time of the year. It's the time that it's just so magical. And I can remember being a kid and having that burning anticipation of what was to come and what I would find under the tree on Christmas morning. Many of you can relate to that. Many of you can also relate to the smells of Christmas baking that would fill my family's home. And if you can tell by the size of my suit, I enjoy that baking. But each year has brought this reminder of a sense of the joy and the magic of Christmas. From the twinkling lights to the hot chocolate that we share on cold winter's nights, to the fireplaces that we gather around as a family and tell stories by. The carolers that are just a little bit off key, but they fill our neighborhoods with joy anyways. And a sense that at this time of the year, there's something different. There's something that's moving amongst us. There's something that's bringing us together. And 2 years ago, something changed. Christmas changed. Two years ago, I got to see Christmas through an entirely different lens. 2 years ago, Christmas became so much more for me. Because 2 years ago, I became a father. And as my wife and I would lay our little girl in her bassinet under the Christmas tree, and she would stare up at the lights in awe and wonder, and the sense of calmness would just sweep over her. I felt my heart begin to melt as I watched my little girl experiencing for the first time the holiday that I hold so dear. Then last year, she was just old enough to walk. And for any of you who have had a toddler around a Christmas tree, you'll know that there's not a whole lot of help in the decorating department. In fact, the bottom ring of our tree was pretty much entirely bare because my little girl just wanted to hold each decoration and touch it all and pull it down so all our decorations were on the top half. And then this year, though, our little girl, she was so excited every time we would pull a decoration out of the box. She was just thrilled to hold it, and each one more special than the last. And this year, she really wanted to help us decorate. And so this year, the bottom half of our tree is full, and the top half is quite sparse. And my wife's pregnant with our second child, and so that means that we've just got a whole another problem coming down the pipe. But as I've watched my little girl fall in love with Christmas, I'm reminded that there's something that I want her to know. There's something more that I want her to know than just all of the things that I love. Something that overshadows everything about Christmas. Because, let's be honest, Christmas doesn't fix our problems. In fact, I think that sometimes Christmas just masks our problems. Until January rolls around and we realize that we're a few pounds heavier and we're just more stressed out than we were in November. And so I want my daughter to know something this Christmas that will help her combat the chaos and the craziness of the years to come. But it's actually not a thing at all. It's a person. And his name is Jesus. And maybe you don't know much about him. Or maybe you've heard something and it's just confusing. Or maybe you're here tonight and the person or the people that have told you about him in the past have hurt you deeply. But I want you to know something tonight, that this stage, that these amazing singers and these musicians, the decorations, the lights, the lasers, the magic of this whole evening, and on a grander scale of this entire holiday season, exists only because of a gift from God to us. A gift that can offer us peace and joy amidst the craziness and the chaos that sometimes accompanies Christmas. Because you see, on the very first Christmas, God sent his son Jesus as a baby in a manger in a little town that hardly anyone cared about called Bethlehem. And that little baby would eventually grow up to be someone that would offer something to the world that we cannot buy in a store. It's not something that we can manufacture with our own hands. He gave us the gift of a meaningful life and a promise that there is so much more than our current circumstances. He offered us hope. And so this Christmas, whatever season of life you find yourself in, please hear that there's something far greater than all the trappings of a storybook Christmas. And it begins with a man named Jesus, given to us, given for me, given for you. And so, tonight, if you want to know just a little bit more about Jesus and the hope and the peace that you have access to this Christmas, there's a number on the screen. And we would ask that you just simply text the word Christmas to that number. And it's our pledge to you here at Elim that in the next 3 days, someone will follow up with you and respond to that text message and find a way to get you connected to a promise and a hope that goes beyond any circumstance you can deal with. And after the service, just out the back doors in our hospitality room, we have a little gift for you. And it's this little book. It's called The Case for Christmas, and it's just a little gift we want to give you. So head in there after the service, grab a hot apple cider and some treats, and pick yourself up just a little gift from us. And so this Christmas season, I just want to ask you to look past the holiday and see the hope. If you're comfortable with praying tonight, I would ask you to bow your heads with me in prayer. God, thank you for who you are. Thank you, God, that all the trappings of a storybook Christmas are only possible because of your son, Jesus. And God, tonight as we sing these songs and we're encouraged and uplifted, and that sense of the Christmas spirit just finds its way in, God, would you remind us that we have access to something so much greater than whatever circumstance we find ourselves in, whatever season we find ourselves in. Because God, you are the God of seasons. And you have something so much better in store for us. Amen.
Tapos na. Ngayon na ng sugna eh. Ay na nung sugna. So, ibig sabihin tapos na.
shall break the slaves, our brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus praise me, let all within us praise His holy name. Christ is the Lord. Oh, praise His name forever. And glory evermore.